We're here. Cool.
Well, here's to her.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did we start? Oh.
Oh.
Welcome to the official podcast of the Columbus Comedy Festival, Los Mid Dudes. We are recording live here from Boxland Studios. It's boxlandtv.com for all your recording, podcasting, performing needs. We have a very, very funny comedian, a very great person. I can't prove that in a court of law, but I would go to his defense as a material witness, and that's important.
Right.
Eric Boso.
When you just said very special, people were able to believe that.
Right.
But once you're like, oh, he's really funny and a great guy, you're like, I can't prove it.
There's some lady in the South going to watch us like, that boy got to touch the tism. Like, oh, well, here goes.
Right. Oh, more than used to it, ma'am.
Ma'am, I am the spectrum. Let's be clear about this.
Right. Enjoy the tea.
Yeah,
hey, is that some sweet tea, ma'am? How about that?
Some mint julep at 7 a.m. You're a good one.
Yeah, a mint julep or a mojito.
Right?
Yeah, I always thought mojitos smelled like weed. It was very stressful, and I used to work at a bar and bus and all that. It's like, man, yeah, exactly. Like, I'd rather be doing that than work.
That's my mojito. I'm a gentleman.
My gentleman. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So you just like muddled mint is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just bring your own muddled mint and just have them pour you a shot and you'll be fine.
I have my own muddler.
Excuse me, barkeep.
Right.
No one's done that one in a while. Excuse me, barkeep.
Barkeep. Right. Man,
calling them old school out.
We are projecting a lot on your Southern audience right now, if you have any.
Well, I mean, as a fella of melanin, I'm not sure how big my Southern fan base will be, but now. I love Foghorn Leghorn.
Right.
Like just a true embodiment of just
right. And I don't know who did it first, but it was a Futurama that had basically the Foghorn Leghorn as a lawyer type character.
I'm just a simple country chick.
It was Matlock plus Foghorn Leghorn. That's a good bit. That's a good impression too.
Matlock horn.
Right? Yeah. Round the horn.
Wouldn't that just be Matterhorn?
Right.
It's a mountain.
Right.
So, Eric, tell us about your journey, man. Tell us about your journey in comedy. How'd you get into this bad boy? Besides the normal route of depression.
Right. For sure. We're definitely going to go non-chronological here, so we'll say let's say part 3 comedy. Okay, so after in the middle of some medical shit, like I've got a cast on my arm and I've got a cane. I was showing signs of having a seizure or a stroke, so they told me to go to the ER. And then the ER people were like, oh, yeah, you really are having signs of about to have a stroke or a seizure. You should get on the MRI machine so we can look at your brain. And so they take me to the MRI room. They drop me on the ground, and then they pick me back up again. And then...
you weren't about to stroke out.
Right. And then they put me in the MRI machine, that big circle thing, and then I have my seizure and go like this and break my shoulder in the middle of this fucking medical equipment. So... I'm all,
But what a better place to break a shoulder.
Right.
Like, you're already there.
In the ER. Thanks. Yeah. It's it was definitely an experience, and we'll get into all that stuff later. But I saw this was like 2021, I think. Somebody post a thing about an open mic, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'd always fantasized / dreamed about doing it. So I went and did it, and 2 chapters ago, before all the medical shit, I'm a filmmaker and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I've been writing since I was, in 6th grade or whatever. I'm like writer forward. So
nice.
I was definitely.
See, that makes it easier.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
funny, but not a writer. I'm just
Right.
like, here we go.
Right. Yep. It's the it's two kinds of you need both for sure.
Right.
Like back then when I first started, I used to think if something were like funny on paper, then like that's it, you got it, and that should be enough. But like I eventually just well, you've seen me like before. I eventually had to dial everything up to 11. And it's just like you got to know how to sell. Like one-liners, you could,
Yes.
the big three, or for me, or the Stephen Wright, Mitch Hedberg, Emo Phillips, and those are none of them are quite just themselves. Some of them are more subdued than the others, but it's just like, you still got to find a medium for your message, as it were. So
That's true.
Yep.
That's true. And I think the authenticity of each of those, acts is what made them who they were.
Right.
It's just like, it's you can't try to be perfect or be what you think people want.
Right.
Like you have to just be yourself, flaws and all.
Right, and that's one of the. I'm a different person. I'm undiagnosed, whatever. But whenever people like as advice say like, hey, just be yourself, or like as a compliment to me as like for a movie or a comedy, or like, hey, you're so yourself, and it's like to me, it's just like. Duh! It's like I can't not be that, and it's like, and I do see people just trying to emulate, and try and do something in service of being seen or loved or have a following or this or the other, instead of doing it for the actual thing. And that's why I'm a more of a pretentious artist about it than most comedians. So fair warning.
I get gas station coffee.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I wrote my jokes down in a little book.
It's
I'm one of
leather-bound.
these motherfuckers.
It's leather bound.
Yeah.
It's made of quail skin.
Well, no, it's actually flat. It is a night. Go to is it moo.com? They've got some good books yeah.
Some good stuff to write in.
Yeah. And they do business cards too. I like this moo.com.
See, I put all of them in my phone, and I'll do like not the memos, but like
Notes.
yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
just like 60 of these with just ideas and stand-up sets and everything. I just write them all out, but then I forget that they're there, and then a year later I'll come back to them like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a present for yourself. Yeah, man.
And also, I can tell by reading them the nights that I was not sober.
Right.
I'm just like, wow, that's really, really poignant and emotional. I was really high, wasn't I? Oh, here we go.
Or just what am I trying to say here? And because I don't write out full jokes, I'll just do keywords, and then like the next day, I'll just see it and it just says like shit and peanut butter. I'm like, what was I going for?
Dude, I had one in my phone the other day that I found, and I was like, Civil War theme porn, and I was like, good God, what was I thinking that night? Like in my mind, it clearly had to be funny because it was all bold and underlined. I was like, what
don't
was
forget
I doing?
underline.
Exactly. What was I thinking that made that so great? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm glad I didn't finish that thought.
Right. We'll start a new civil war.
Next time, y'all are in.
Right. Again, to our listeners in the South, nothing but love.
Hey, 0-1, bud. Not bad, though. You got to come back.
Right.
I mean, Rocky lost the first one, and he came back, and you saw how that worked.
I'll say this is the most political I get. This is the closest they can get to getting back. Feel free to cut that out if you want.
No, I don't really get political. I gave up on it. I was like, nope. Nope.
Right.
It's like, because like people think you're not gonna say something that's just like earth shattering and brand new that people don't already know.
Right.
So it's just you're rehashing like just subjects that everybody knows all over and over, and then it's all just opinion.
Right.
Like, can't I just be of the opinion that they're all terrible?
Right.
Like, can't I just be like, these are all terrible people? Just like if you hired a professional liar, that's what this is.
Right.
You're like, but then you trust them to do like, nope. You hired a professional liar. Like, you know what this is? It's synonymous with
you
the title.
have to know how to sell yourself to get like
Right.
you know, like
And I had friends who were like, you should run for politics. I was like, I can't just lie to people all day. Like, I can mess around and tell you a joke that's a lie, but I can't just do this all day. It's be draining.
Yeah, it's like it's like any I'm sure a couple like crazy, brilliant, amazing comedians that can't promote themselves worth shit, and it's like that's the same version of that dude should be president, but
Right.
he doesn't want to. It's anybody who wants it, it's fundamentally flawed.
Shouldn't be, yeah. The one if you want to be in charge, probably shouldn't be in charge. Person who's like, I don't want anything to do with that, and like might do the best job right there. He's like,
right.
well, if I gotta.
It all comes back to education,
Education.
I think if education were better, then in theory populism would be good because people would know what the fuck is the truth. So
Facts. Just just hot take here.
Right.
Maybe not aim for generations of dumb people. Maybe instead of burning a book, but maybe produce more books.
Right.
Let's try this way.
And there's such a blatant kind of anti-intellectualism floating around. That's kind of why I am more comfortable about being openly pretentious and artistic and stuff like that, because
You're going against the grain.
right. It's like if somebody presents a good argument, in an annoying voice, some people will just go, gay, no, I'm not listening. It's just like that is essentially, anti-intellectualism. It's just like
that
people.
Was me last time.
Right.
It was me in the back of the room. I was like,
Right. It's like, I don't know.
You don't know string theory.
Right. I think people feel threatened by their own ignorance sometimes, and that's why they like to watch us act like idiots,
Because they'd have to admit it. They'd have to admit
Right.
You're like, hey, man.
Right.
Like, I never let anybody tell me, like, I've had people tell me, like, man, you're so wise. And I'm like, you don't know me. You clearly don't know me. But I was like, if you saw my personal behavior towards me, you'd be like, no, that's not wise. You'd be like, yeah.
Right.
Never claimed to be wise. Like,
Yeah.
sure, I went to school. I read books all the time, but that doesn't make you wise.
Right. And people's, I don't know.
People are strange.
It's true. And there's like the versions of themselves that they want to tell themselves, there's self-mythology, and then what you show other people, and then like what they actually are, and like that's the stuff is hard and to think about and challenging and whatnot. But if you process that shit before you go tell a joke on stage, it's like, you're less likely to get angry at yourself or the audience, like, or at the thing. If you're making a joke about your ex-girlfriend, but you're still legitimately pissed off at your ex-girlfriend, you're going to come off as angry and not funny, even if it is funny.
This dude hates women.
Yeah. So like, I try to actively like consider like what the fuck I'm going through sometimes, and people, I think. That's a healthy but challenging thing to do, and it's not something that a lot of people are doing or talking about.
Oh no, self-reflection. That's just
right.
Isn't that why we have the internet, so we don't have to do that?
Yeah,
Got little snippets and reels, 5-second videos, so I don't have to think about
drive-by shitty comments.
Exactly,
and like never have to have an actual conversation.
Yeah, as long as I can watch a new recipe or dance routine, I don't have to think about what a piece of shit I am.
And people now can't go out like at night to interact with other people without
without alcohol. It's sick. People who need alcohol to function. It's just madness.
For sure. For transparency, I'm such a weed person that I don't drink as much, so my tolerance is lower, so I have a better time. So like when I go to a wedding or I go to an open mic or whatever, like I can just have one and like and like be on the same level as everybody else without throwing up in the street and like
Right. Yeah, that's if only I could have one.
Yeah, I mentioned working at the bar. I worked down at Bar Louie for 7 years down over there. 7 years, and then before that 2 years at the Buca de Beppo down in the Arena District. Yeah, I was a little Arena District boy.
They got the Clams Casino.
Yep. And that was a weird part of town too, man. They have a Chipotle there that closes at like 4 p.m.
We've
like
discussed
only.
We've discussed Chipotle a couple times on this show
Oh,
so far.
for sure.
I don't have a beef with Chipotle.
It's barbacoa.
It's right. I have a barbacoa with Chipotle. They know what they did. They're fully aware.
Was it when they were leaving their lemon containers uncovered and had that little listeria?
No,
they pulled a Jenny's.
All right, no. Here was one of the initial falling out with Chipotle was over the gatekeeping of that green Tabasco sauce. Like. I would be like, okay.
Monopolize that?
I was like, let me grab because I would get there and I love the green Tabasco. And I'd be like, I'd see a bottle with like this much of it. And I'd be like, hey, can I get another bottle of that? And they're like, well, there's one right there. And I'm like, are you personally paying for these or is this part of your budget? Like, I was like, you have a bottle. I see it. Can you just give me the bottle, please? Mm-hmm. Like, they give me the bottle and I get a little one of those containers that you put like extra
ramekin.
Peel that little top off, fill the whole thing. And I'd be like, thanks, and walk out with an entire bottle worth of this. I'm like, so now every time I go to Chipotle, I just take a whole bottle worth of the green stuff. But I never take the bottle because that's stealing. I put it into the to-go container, and it's not stealing, technically.
So your beef with them is that, you steal their hot sauce?
They give me crap about Tabasco sauce. I'm like, bro, this is not a huge overhead cost for you. Like, come on now. You guys get this wholesale by the case. Just let me use it and stop being mean about it. I was like, let me put it on this cold food. Like that I just ordered 1 second ago and somehow it's cold.
When Chipotle first dropped though, do you remember that?
Banging.
It's like, and that's my only memory. I mean, I'm sure other restaurants have been born since then, but like that's the only time I remember is like everyone's like, dude, their new restaurant dropped,
right?
And it's like,
do you want
amazing?
Do you want a 13-pound burrito?
Right,
you're like, I do.
And it was like what, like $6.50
maybe
back in the day, like
maybe.
Man, yeah, I was a Chipotle stan for a while. I mean, and like obviously, I don't know, it's the American office of, you know, like, oh my God, I love Chipotle. You know, it's, but it is good. We love the Chipotle Corporation out here. When you go to Chipotle that has the orange bell peppers in a little fajita mix, that's how you know it's good.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that separate? Is that in the gentrified Chipotle?
Well,
that one the good one?
Yeah, I don't know if you could get away with the Tabasco shit that you pull at my Chipotle's.
My Chipotle. Bombs. My Chipotle.
If you can take the hint of lime.
I have figured out how to make the rice at home, and I do it all the time.
Yeah, dude.
That little salt cilantro lime rice, I'm just like, I make it at home, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have to try this anymore. Right. But then I still find myself out and about, and I'm like, all right, let me try this again.
Right.
I get it. I go outside, I take my first bite, and I'm like, how does food that started hot get cold by the time I leave the place?
Okay, how many different franchises has this happened at? Is this just one Chipotle, or every Chipotle you've been to just gets?
And I know why. I know why, because I used to manage a Jimmy John's.
Chipotle. Okay.
No, right. It's personal.
I was going to say that would explain everything.
Yeah, they're going to look it up online and be like, Ervin Ross fired from Chipotle for stealing chicken and Tabasco sauce. It's not my fault. No,
the green ones.
It's the cold table. Like if you look at their the cold table that they have everything set up on, they have their meats in one. You know, it's right at the beginning there. Meat, beans, and peppers. That's the only hot part of the table. The rest of it, the cheese, the sour cream, lettuce, guacamole, all the salsas are cold, like refrigerator cold. So by the time you put rice and meat on the bottom and you put all this cold stuff on top of it, all that heat just dies.
Gotcha.
Take your first bite, it's like all the heat's gone.
I guess I have been more of a bowl person recently, and that would be less of there's more ventilation for the thermodynamics.
Thermodynamics of Chipotle. Brought to you by why?
The thermodynamics.
That and all the secret menu stuff. But anyway, enough about Chipotle. Back to comedy.
Yeah.
Which Chipotle is.
Right, absolutely. Fucking joke.
What's your favorite Chipotle?
Right.
So you're doing the late night.
Yes.
Late
yes,
night show.
yes.
What inspired that? Because I love the format of late night shows.
Oh yeah, I mean that was actually Walker's idea. Walker's got this broad, like the comedy and
Right.
but personal, I hope this is okay to share with people, but I'm one of his personal favorites.
Oh, I
He's
love it.
into the whole alternative comedy thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And a few months before the first year. He was just like, "Hey, you should do a late night show." I'm like, okay. So yeah, and and I'm sure we had talked about it before, but like he knew, like I'm a big fan of like a Harmontown, and like a Pete Holmes show, and like
Love everything Pete Holmes.
and like obviously like Conan and Letterman and all that stuff, but like I don't think it's kind of a. It's kind of like that if you want to be president, you shouldn't type thing.
Right.
I don't know. I think if I really wanted it, I would have, it wouldn't have gone over as well. But because it was like an assignment, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like doing a little like a 48-hour film thing where you draw a genre out of a hat. It's just like, oh, okay, I'm doing this. I'm going to do it my way and weird, so. It's super fun. And last year had interviewed some people, had some pre-planned like little meta bits. It was a good time, and I'm having a fun little mischievous time planning what we've got coming up for this year. So
Nice. Very, very cool. Man, I've always thought it'd be fun to do like a legit like Johnny
to do it
Carson
for real? Yeah,
just like
absolutely.
on a major network, you're like, oh, I've got my own late night.
yeah.
I feel like I would go off the rails like immediately. I'd be
Right.
here's what happened. So I invited like Jack Hanna, and I told him to only bring chimpanzees. But then I brought another guy who does DJing with a lot of flashing lights. This turned out really bad for the chimpanzees. Few people died. Show got canceled immediately. I'm the only guy with the original footage. Hilarious to me though.
It's weird. Like I think if I like were assigned like a real thing like that, I would do it like structurally normally, but I would be myself as it were,
Right?
Because I think that I don't know, like a couple times I've had to be like a main character. I'm an actor as well, and like I had to be a lead or like a romantic lead, and I'm like you want a different type of person to be that. You want like a type A person, like that. But like when I'm cast in something like that, or if I'm in a position where I have to act like a normie, you know what I mean? Like I will like do my best to do it, and the text, the shit that makes me different would come out normally. You know what I mean?
I get you.
So like, I think that's ever since I did it last year. Like I think about it too. It would be really fun and cool to have a gig like that. So maybe one day.
One day we'll get this. And then it'll be like 3 minutes later and be like, okay, the fire department's here. There are faces everywhere.
Oh, wait, hold on. Jimmy Kimmel wants his show back. The whole Leno Conan drama just happens over and over again.
Apparently you cannot give a pangolin mescaline. Things have gone wrong. I apologize.
I accidentally invented COVID-69.
The one that's just like, oh, you don't have to wear a mask.
Right.
You got to wear a person over your face. And you're like, oh, COVID-69. It's the gross one.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I just had a bad thought. COVID-69 is just terrible.
No,
Just everything smells like ass the whole time. You're just like,
no, COVID-69. I can't taste ass anymore. I can't.
it's just
It's a superpower.
every day someone loses their sense of taste of ass. For just $1 a day, you too can support a local person in tasting the beauty.
Donate to the Tastemakers program where Fun stuff. Are you doing anything on stage for the comedy festival stuff?
No, because I don't do stand up really. Like I'll dabble at it. I think the last time I did it was, God, like 5-6 years ago. I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and we just had a couple of drinks, got into a little bit of the Molly, and my friend Molly,
Right.
And
I know her too. We're actually Eskimo brothers. I've been with Molly as well.
There you go. Yeah, I did it then. Had a great show. But just it's not my. I realize I'm funnier off the cuff.
Right, for sure.
I'm always a good riffer.
No, I mean you've done improv.
Oh yeah, right?
No,
I do improv. I do acting.
Yeah. I mean there's some improv stuff during the fest, right?
Yeah. No, I don't
saying,
think I'll,
man. As producer, you got to do a little self-serve, self-insert, man, and you're good at it. Netflix's own.
We're doing the So Bad It's Good during Friday night festival.
That's right. Right before my show.
right before your show. Which
so come on out to whoever you think is funnier show on Saturdays. Appreciate it. So, yeah.
It's okay. You're gonna see mine, and it's gonna be Mark Wahlberg. You're gonna be upset. And you'll be like, there's no way he's a good biology professor or a teacher in general.
Right.
That Boston accent just prevents people from thinking you're smart.
Now, is he in the film, or is he gonna be a commentator?
Oh no,
because I know he's got the dealership.
I know, right?
Right.
He's like, we could sell cars if we just lower the price of them. And you're like, stop. No one has ever said, man, that Boston accent sounds intelligent. No one's ever said this.
Hey, Donnie, get over here.
Hey, Donnie, get over here.
Man.
No, we're doing that for that. And I don't know if I'm going to do any improv for it. Because I perform with hot people near you.
Yep, yeah.
Down at Hashtag Comedy. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the show. Because I think the show is on like a Friday or Saturday. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I know we got our show Friday, but I don't know I don't know what day theirs is.
Oh, yours is Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, ours is Saturday.
Oh, then I can be.
Dude, I'll be at yours. Okay.
Yeah, the scheme. The time.
I'm 90% sure it is Saturday at midnight. Saturday,
see, that
the
would make
6th
sense.
at midnight.
Because we're the 5th. I know we're the 5th.
Okay. And like the first poster said the 6th at midnight, and then another one said the 5th at midnight, but then they deleted it. And like midnight is already confusing because if it's like, okay, does that mean Sunday morning, or does that mean so? At 11:59 on Saturday of the festival, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some kind of...
You're just going to be there dressed in a suit waiting like...
Right.
It's going to become...
The venue doesn't show up somehow.
It's going to be like a Jerry Lewis telethon. Right. We're here for the next 24 hours until we can figure out what time I go on.
That's very... that's funny. I just made a movie over the weekend. So I'm still in a little absurdist mindset. I had loads of absurdism, but like I like that. That's an absurd joke that feels emotionally true. That like your life is so disappointing and whatnot that you invite a bunch of people out to a show, and you go there and even the venue doesn't even show up. It's like, man,
it's just a field.
Right.
Somehow the chairs are there. Like,
right.
I didn't plan on an outdoor show, but there's no sound, there's no electricity. Put all these chairs here.
That's why. That's what. Because see, that is a funny idea that came from an emotion of mine, and that's like both comedy and movies and writing and stuff. Like that's what I like doing because.
Well, that's what some people they assume that comedy doesn't come from emotion. It does,
right?
Like it has to come from an emotion, because it's like. I mean, mostly from pain, granted.
Right, 1,000%.
But it's like it has to come from somewhere. It's got to come from some emotional grounding in you. Like if you're like, man, I'm pissed off at Myers. Let's say the grocery store Myers, which technically I'm banned from one. But whatever about that. Georgesville Road can suck it. Guy can't play football with his friends during the store hours. But like, it has to come from somewhere. It's got to come from a deep place it has to mean something.
Right.
Otherwise, it just doesn't carry through. Like, you could retell someone's joke with absolutely no passion. It could be the best joke ever, but if you don't put any heart behind it, it's terrible. But to even put a bad joke out there passionately, to me, is good.
Right.
They believed in it. They're in.
Oh yeah. If they are smiling and laugh at it, even if nobody else is, that's good. I like that. I like doing that sometimes.
Right. I think that's why I don't do as much stand up, because like, if I sit down and write out a joke, I may just like murder myself with this joke. Like, oh my god, it's the most hilarious thing I ever wrote in my life. I come back the next day and it's not funny to me. I'm like, nope. Okay. And then I'm like, I figure if I'm going to do stand up, if I'm not making me laugh, what am I there for?
Right. When you do try to like write stuff, is it like story based stuff or like one liner? Or,
I would love to just have a segment called Story Time with Erv.
No, yeah,
because I've got a million stories that are hilarious.
I mean, there used to be a mic over at Kerouac, but there's the problem child mic, the de facto like alt comedy mic that Tristan does on Sunday over at the Attic. Like they're it's not as healthy here as it is in other spots, but like it's NPR comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just talking like that's cool stories that happen to be funny occasionally. Like
I've got a bunch of them. They're all just...
man. Like there is a spot that is comedy to me. You know, David Sedaris isn't a stand-up comedian, but he does comedy. Right. And I would put you in the same. It got you on fucking TV, man. Like.
Well, yes, it did. In a way, yes, it did.
Right. Because I mean, even I know it was more of a acting thing, but like I said earlier, like all successful people have to know how to market themselves, and I'm sure
I'm terrible at it.
But
I feel like it's bragging.
But you're all interpersonal. That's all you do. I don't
believe in like shitting on somebody
exactly.
else.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
I can shit on me all I want.
Right.
Shout out to R. Kelly. I can shit on me all I want, but like, no, like it's too much to try to punch on somebody else's. Like, you never know what somebody's going through.
Right.
Like somebody could just be having their worst moment, and you're just be like, oh, that's an easy target. You're like, why? Let them roll. I'm like, I can do it to myself though, because I'm like, no, at the end of the day, I still like me.
Right.
And I'm like, and I'm not going to take me seriously if I'm talking about me. I'm like, nah, it's just me.
Right. And I'm sure like, and this is half coming because I'm bitter. I did an audition and I didn't get a call back, but
thousands of them.
And I'm sure I got to learn how to deal with that better. But when it is successful, I'm sure, however you got that or any other gig, that the casting director or whatever wasn't like, oh, did you see this guy's resume? He had this and this and this. He was like, do you remember that guy?
And make yourself memorable.
Yeah, and that's but some people take that like advice the wrong way, and it turns into that self-mythology thing. You get it and are actually yourself and aren't like bullshitting.
I don't know another way to be.
And Pedro Pascal just said recently, is just like, I don't like everybody, but I know how to treat people and basically make them like him.
Yeah, that's
like
it's part of it.
And it's not a active thing he does. He is just open. He is just transparently a good dude. And even shitty people pick up on that. And he doesn't treat shitty people like shit. He just like knows how to say, hey man, how you doing? Hey, but and it's
there's
just
no
like,
point. It's like,
right.
Like, you don't have to try to beat them down with their own shittiness. You're like, no man, just because I'm not responsible for anybody else's terribleness. I'm like, no, I'm responsible for my fuck ups.
And that's I don't think I'll get there, not in a million years, but like a Pedro Pascal or like a Keanu Reeves or like a Noah Wiley, just like these guys that are just like so just like,
oh, they're just balanced. They're balanced.
They're balanced. They're in touch with themselves. Like I don't know. I hope that Noah Wiley gets the amount of love that Pedro and whoever else I mentioned,
John Wick.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
He's gonna bust in this
Dude.
door, stumbling in a suit.
Keanu Reeves will be fine if I forget his name for 2 seconds. That dude's been through enough shit on and off screen.
And on, just led a whole life.
Right,
Like,
1000%. The wind over the mountains. Keanu. Yep.
River's Edge. River's Edge.
Right.
Such a good one.
Phoenix.
Let's say if you could have anybody, your dream comic to be in the festival, who would it be?
Oh, I send this list to Walker every year. I could probably bring up the email. My personal guys I've already mentioned. Mitch is dead, but both Stephen Wright and Emo Phillips are poking their heads out occasionally. I'm really, it's crazy. Like I'm really cynical about improv because it has a lower floor but a higher ceiling.
Yep.
Bad improv is worse than the worst stand-up, and
it is
great
by
improv
far.
Can be better than the best stand-up.
Yeah, it's like it's the difference between one person on stage bombing and 6 people collectively bombing. I'm like, none of you had a spark.
Right.
All of you failed.
Right.
Wow.
Right. A bad improv is like when you're forced to say yes but the yes is authentic because inauthentic because it's
You're
like,
like, yes.
And this too, I guess.
And I had that when I was first learning. I was out in LA, taking courses at UCB and everything, and I was terrible at it when I first started because I was so nervous about thinking I had to say the right thing.
Right.
Like trying to be funny instead of trying to be present. Mm-hmm. And that's that fun part of improv is like you don't have to be funny, you just gotta be present.
Right.
If you're present and honest, it will be funny.
Right. And that's a double-edged sword because the reason why there's a lot of bad improv and whatnot is because it has been used as a teaching, a corporate like team building exercise stuff. But they do that as an exercise to instill that sense of presence, So that's why, that's why you see all these damn real estate agents work way into improv and comedy and stuff
They
like
sell you this house you can't afford.
that.
Ooh.
But all that is to say, the only comedy podcast I listen to outside of like interview stuff is improv based. It's Comedy Bang Bang. Hollywood Handbook to an extent. I don't know if they're.
I've been on that show.
On Hollywood Handbook?
No, Comedy Bang.
Okay. On the TV show. On the TV
show.
Yeah.
With Scott Aukerman, Reggie Watts.
Yep.
Reggie tricked me one day on set. I think they were chocolate covered coffee beans, but they were like jacked up. Like I was twitchy. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I don't know what's going on with my body, but is this right?
Got toast.
Because it was like dark chocolate. So I was like, oh, so there's caffeine from the bean and caffeine from the chocolate. Sir, are you trying to kill me? I was like, what's going on, man? I was like, I'm a big guy. You can't just jumpstart my heart like that. You can't just speed me up out of nowhere.
Right.
But they were delicious.
Right.
And then she went in, shot the scene and everything where I'm laying on a bed and people staring at my belly and touching it. I was like, okay, my grandma said this would happen, but she's dead, so she won't see the shame. It's fine.
Gotta tell her later, I guess.
Gam, you were right. They just wanted me for my body.
Scott and Reggie for sure would be on my list, and like all the comedy, like James and Domi and Paul F. Tompkins, Lauren Lapkus, like the Sean Clements and Hayes Davenport of the Hollywood Handbook. Lisa Gilroy is killing it. Amazing improv. But in terms of like stand up, I mean, obviously, I think Bill Burr is kind of currently my favorite traditionalist, as it were.
Right.
Bill Burr is I think the best at processing his shit just enough before he goes on stage, and
Yes.
that he processes it enough that he knows his shit, but holds back enough that when he's on stage talking about it, he's still got the drive and the passion and the frustration in him.
You know what I'd love to see? I mean, it'd be almost impossible, but it's because of Comedy Bang Bang that I had one of the greatest conversations I've ever had in a green room. It was with Chris Parnell.
Oh, ooh,
It was like 15 minutes of just And I was like, okay, I'm doing improv this time. And he's just,
dude, that makes sense.
He throws it. He's so good, so sharp.
Right, because like I mean, I would emulate his career if I were you, man, because he is I would say a capital like a C comedy actor. Like
right.
For like more people like above like improv and stand up and this and the other, like that is what he does. Like
that's what he does.
And man. Yeah, that's very cool.
We had the most. I'll spare it because I don't want to get flagged for it. But the conversation we had, outstanding, and it was very much so like Vicodin and vodka themed. And I was like, oh, this is getting dark immediately.
Right.
But it was so hilarious because you can tell he wasn't just like, stepping his way through it. He didn't have to talk to me. I'm like a nobody,
Right.
But he was just so warm and opening, and it's just like, oh my goodness, this guy's just hilarious. And it's like, it didn't miss a beat, just right on there. And I was like, that's me, but
right.
if only my name was Chris, this would be better. I'm going to change my legal name to Chris one day.
Right. Yeah, I'd say, generally, I think like live podcast recordings, and if you get like something with a good listenership,
right.
like I would definitely bring out the locals, and then yeah, they'd have an opportunity to get guests on that are doing the fest, easy networking. Oh, that's part of why. I'll dip back into my. I don't think we have. Yeah, my lore is more than half an hour long, so we won't get all the way into it.
Do tell.
Okay.
This is a story about a bridge.
Right. I think 2014 was the first year my dad had. He was UX UI, like computer like design.
What's that word you use?
UX and UI.
No. Before that,
computer. He was a.
No.
My dad.
Yeah, what is that again?
Oh, yeah.
What is that again?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen one since December. I haven't had one since December.
It's
so
a thing. It's like
it's a faint memory. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
But anyway, you were saying.
I know. I always, as pretentious and wordy as I am, I always forget the difference between empathy and sympathy. But whatever I is with you,
don't worry,
man.
my dad won't see this.
Right.
And if he does, I won't hear from him until my birthday.
Right.
We're fine on that.
I'm sure mine's watching down right now. But because he's into computers and stuff, he knew about South by Southwest has like tech and stuff like that. And in 2014, he's like, hey, you should come to this thing with me. It could be a cool thing. I'm like, I don't know. And then I looked it up, and it's like, it's a film festival. That would be cool. And then like I saw the comedy portion, and it was like Bang Bang Live, and like the Besser, like and a bunch of UCB people.
Yeah.
It's like, there's this is okay. Yeah. It was a completely solitary, fandom of comedy for me because it was just through podcasts. I didn't like go to shows or anything, but like, oh shit. And so I go down the South by Southwest, and I look like this, and I am funny, and I'm like smoking weed in the alleys, because just
it's me every time I'm in Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smoke weed in the alley because I can.
And it's just the weirdest thing happened. It's just like everybody just assumed I was a comedian, and like I was just behind the venue smoking because I needed a place to smoke, and
they're like, "Hey, your set's up now," and you're like,
right.
Sure.
And like we're talking and we're interacting, and it's like I'm not starstruck or anything, even though I should be, and it's like I'm having more. It's easier to talk to these people than my friends and the people I work with. I'm like, wait, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a writer. Am I a comedian?
Well,
I
call it you discovered the toy box of broken toys.
Right,
so it's like if you're a broken toy, you fit into the toy box of broken toys. And I'm like, this is why I hang out almost exclusively with comedians.
Right.
I'm like, oh, you guys are sad, funny people like me.
For sure. Yeah. And it was, there's and my dad took me back to South by for several years, and like that gets to a point where you have your fantasy,
right,
and then it slowly becomes a dream, and then it slowly becomes like a goal, then once you have a goal, you can make like objectives and then like small steps towards those. And if you have everything that you're doing in service of that thing, then like it can be I don't know. It's some beautiful shit, man.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, some David Lynch shit, man.
Yeah.
Are you into David Lynch at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think he's every true artist, capital A artist, like a spirit animal, man. He was an artist and nothing else. It was not he wants to do, I want to make a weird movie that has this, and this. It was
right.
I'm having these thoughts and feelings, and I'm putting it into it's great. But that's the kind of thing, that the kind of thought process that he was so much an artist that he couldn't help but naturally do that workflow of your current steps, go to your objective, go towards your goal, go towards your dream, go towards your fantasy. Like it was something special. He died like a month after my dad died, and like it took me a while to get there with my dad. But when I found out David Lynch died, I like cried most I've ever. Like,
I've had that with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Because I do that. I can rip all day long in stories.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so he is the ultimate broken toy, man.
Yeah, the ultimate broken toy. And it's like I cried so much, and still to this day I have a hard time. And it's some of my favorite movies. I have a hard time watching the movies.
Right.
Like 100%. I'm just like, because it's like a light just died in the world.
Right, and I came around to being bittersweet with that stuff, because I do think he could have he could have been given help. I don't think he was unsavable, but he was just so charming and giving love to other people that they couldn't see past that to see the sadness and whatever, that's it's like there's the inherent tragedy of that happening, but there is also, man, shit, I relate to that.
yes,
it's and that was like a month or two before or after Bowie too, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was like double hits, and I'm like, why though?
Right. Yep.
It's all right. Keith Richards is still here. So we've all got something to look forward to.
Right.
The immortality gene is clearly still out there.
Well,
that's how we know it's not a simulation.
Well, some people, I need to look up how old Ozzy was, because he was one of the only celebrities that did like a DNA test, and he for sure had that caveman gene or whatever, And that's why, dude, you see him like in Conan and whatever, like when he's being funny, like I'm sure he knows it is funny,
right?
But like he doesn't react to the funny at all, and it's just I've been having quite a good time looking at old Ozzy clips.
Deep dives on his clips.
He's a funny dude, man.
He's a funny guy. Like,
and whether it's on purpose or not, I have no idea.
Right, I'm like, and some people are like, he lived extreme. I'm like, nah, maybe that was his truth. He lived it.
Mm-hmm. And like
unregrettably just going forward.
And some people will be, funny not on accident, and then they'll get a laugh, and they'll go, oh yeah, and they'll play it up and whatnot. But he continued to be himself.
Right.
Whoa.
I never knew this was a thing.
Callback.
Well, bud, I'm going to say I appreciate you so much for being
thanks,
on the show,
man. I appreciate being on here. Thanks for the drink, and thanks for the conversation.
Yeah,
thanks for your help with the festival as well, and
trying to put it
the
out
word
there
out as well. Yep.
We'll do this year 10, and it'll be like...
Right.
Now, by that point, I won't be legally allowed in the United States anymore. It'll be fine.
Right. The what? The what states?
Eunice
right.
Eunice McGovern. He'd be like, he chopped down the last redwood. I said, fuck that tree. I'm out.
Honestly?
Right.
What's a redwood ever done for me, huh? Nothing. They don't even have them in my state. So are you jealous of trees?
Hey, tree, let me ask you something.
Let me ask you something real quick. I don't even know if I'm offended by the racism or the arborism. Arborism?
You're an arborist.
This guy hates trees.
No, I'm an accountant.
No, I'm an accountant. Thanks a lot. Well, dude, thank you so much again, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Low Smith Dudes Podcast, official podcast, the Columbus Comedy Festival. Catch Eric at the Columbus Comedy Festival or in an alley smoking weed somewhere, guaranteed. We're coming to you live from Boxland Studios, boxlandtv.com for all your recording needs, podcasting, video production, live shows. They do it all here, and they're a great bunch of people.
Is there an alley around here anywhere?
Yes, there are plenty of alleys.
Right, cool.
We're going to go find an alley.
We love Allie and Molly.
Allie.
A little bit of Monica in my...